My friends, I think it's possible that I might own the world's largest mini lathe. I'll tell you why I think that, and I'll show you the progress that I made with that lathe right after this. Hello my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Workshop. It is Tuesday, May 9th. Tuesday reminds me that we will be playing this evening at Dickey's Barbecue Pit in Rolla, Missouri. If you're in the area, come by. We would love to have you there. And you'll enjoy the food and hopefully the music as well. So why do I think I have the world's largest mini lathe? Well, take a look at this video. How many mini lathes can do this? My friends, I'm kind of proud of this little tiny lathe. This potentially could be the world's largest mini lathe. It's a very small lathe. It's not the tiny ones that you get from China, but it's a small lathe and it comes from Grizzly. It's a G9729 combination lathe and mill. But it has a large swing, which is crazy handy sometimes. Right now, I've got it swinging this large wheel, and I'm not sure just how big that wheel is. Well, it turns out this wheel is 16.5 inches. It could possibly be an 1/8 inch bigger and still fit on there, but not much more than that. Even though I think they say this is a 17-inch mill. No, it does say over the bed, 16.5 inches. That's what it says. And guess what we're swinging here? 16.5 inches exactly. That's pretty amazing. I'm about to turn this on and see how bad it rocks and shakes and things. Let's see what happens. Well, that's probably spinning too fast for my purposes. Although it's working, I think I'll slow it down and see if that works a little better, or try to slow it down. I don't have a whole lot of options with the belts on this. I think I'm going to quit right there because I think I can break it loose, and that way I won't have to worry about this thing flying around on the lathe. Well, I truly wish I would have put that on camera, because all I did was hit one hit with a hammer and it just fell off. Really wasn't even a real hard hit. So I guess I stopped at the perfect time. I'm glad I stopped. Now we're going to turn this down so it's not sharp. So we're going to have to put it back on here and see what we can do about that. Okay, now that we have it turned down, does it look better on here? And I know it's still going to fit because we didn't change any of that, but yeah, that looks much nicer. It's just past the hub, which is what I want, and now I can get a plate and weld a plate right on here, and then some way or another we can lag bolt the log to the plate. But I'm not really sure about all that yet. I got to think it through. I'm taking it one step at a time, but that's going to work just real fine. I'm real happy with that. Just for the record, I turned it around this way just so you would see that if I put a plate across this surface, this knob here in the middle, this hub would still hit the plate. So I have to turn it this way in order to clear the hub. Technically, it's supposed to be turned around the other way, but it doesn't really matter for my purposes. Yeah, that wheel was 16.5 inches. How many mini lathes can swing a 16.5 inch swing? That lathe is a 9729 from Grizzly, so it's a lathe mill combo. And I think the fact that it has that mill attachment to it, which is really just a glorified drill press. I mean, it does work as a milling machine, and I do use it as a milling machine, but it's a pretty lightweight milling machine. Anyway, the bottom line is, because of that, I think that gives you the ability to swing a much bigger piece. It's still underpowered in terms of, handling anything heavy cut or anything, but as long as you take light cuts, it'll handle anything up to 16.5 inches. So it worked out really good. Well, hope you like seeing that I did make some progress on my quarter saw attachment for the sawmill. And if you haven't been keeping up and you don't know what the quarter saw attachment is, it's so that I can mount just basically looks like a large piece of firewood. You mount that on that hub, and you can go in and cut it right across the diameter, and you turn it 90, cut it across the diameter, turn it 45, cut it across the diameter, turn it another 90 from that point, cut it across the diameter. Whatever works out to the fact you get down to the smallest pie slice that you can cut out of the log. Why do I want to cut pie slices? Well, that's because that makes it perfectly quarter sawn, and it makes it excellent for building mandolin backs or violin backs or mandola or archtop guitar or whatever. So I may possibly get in the business of selling some of those backs down the road. You just never know. I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.